Well, Epic Universe isn't open yet, but plenty of people have been to this park, myself included, as you've had team member previews that went on for quite a long time, and now we are into the annual pass holder. Universal Resort guests can go to previews, as well as military members. And just a couple of days ago, Universal had increased the amount of preview dates available up until May 19th. And then today, surprisingly, they also announced that the general public is able to get preview tickets now as well. So we're going to go through this article from Blog Mickey, read through it, give some thoughts on it here. So hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic. And it says, after months of team member and annual pass holder previews, kind of annual pass holder previews. Again, it was annual pass holders, hotel guests, and active military members, but pass holders were able to get a cheaper price for these preview tickets versus hotel guests. I do know that much. After months of team member and annual pass holder previews, Universal Orlando Resort has opened up Epic Universe previews to the general public. Tickets available effective immediately for dates from today, April 29th through May 19th. The park will be closed to previews on May 20th and 21st as invited media tour the park before the May 22nd grand opening. It says general public Epic Universe preview tickets range in price from $144 to $154, with tickets now available to the general public. This effectively means that the park is in a soft opening, early opening period. I mean, essentially, the park is open. I mean, it kind of has been, especially once you had the, outside of the team member previews, once you had that going on, it was, I guess you could say, halfway open. There's a lot of options to get tickets. Now, anybody can get it. Again, essentially the park is open, but officially it's going to open May 22nd. But, there's nothing stopping just anybody that wants to go here at this point that they can go, outside of a ticket availability. Perhaps it sells out, but basically anybody could go to the park at this point. Officially, Universal Orlando Resort says that the park is in a preview period, which means that attractions and experiences may not be available. It says during this preview period, we're putting the final touches in place and rehearsing, so some attractions and experiences may not be available. Limited availability, tickets available on a first-come, first-served basis, and restrictions apply. Discounted tickets do remain available for annual pass holders to purchase. And the annual pass holder discounted preview will continue to operate through May 19th, as previously announced. And if I'm being perfectly honest, which I always am on here, I don't like hearing this.
This is the worst.
Maybe it seems like I have pass holder privilege, but not even really having full annual pass holder previews for this that has been shared with hotel guests and other things like that. It seems a little underwhelming, if I'm being quite honest. It had, the tickets are discounted for annual pass holders compared to everybody else, which that part is nice. But yeah, I was just hoping for a lot more when it came to pass holder previews of Epic Universe.
I want more.
But I think undoubtedly what this probably means is they weren't selling as many of these tickets as they were hoping for or aiming for, because from what I've heard and talked to people, I don't believe that they're increasing the overall size or allotment of what they're selling in terms of during these previews. It's just that now they're including another pool of people that can purchase them. But that obviously could change. And I'm not going to be surprised if, as previews go along, they do increase the overall availability or demand, or like overall amount of tickets they sell. We do know they're selling more on the weekends than they are during the week. And as they could overall increase that amount as they get closer to the park opening to try and, get close to the opening day capacity of whatever that number is going to be. It is unknown what capacity they're shooting for. I have heard, rumors out there this park's max capacity could be in the 50 to 60,000 guests per day range. And for opening day, they could maybe lean more toward 20,000 guests or somewhere around that number to try and, open this park up for, obviously more people coming in, but not the max capacity, just in case things happen. Because more than likely on the opening day or opening time frame, you're still going to have issues with some of these rides, some of these operations. They're not going to be just completely taken care of. So even though as of right now, there's still some rides going down, that's probably something that will continue when this park opens, but they may be trying to work up. Maybe they have the staffing in place now to try and bump up the overall capacity of the park to try and get up to that opening day, park capacity number. So that could be part of this. But if they're not selling as many as they were hoping for, it kind of makes sense if they're not, because, essentially this park has kind of sort of been open for months now.
It's science.
You had team member previews where a lot of people were able to go during that preview period. And then you also had the, the current or the previous preview period as well. So a lot of people, locals and people that are really wanting to go to Epic Universe early, have probably already done it once or twice, if not more. There's many people that have been in this park multiple times already. So you very well just could have the amount of people that were going to go early have already gone. and they're not looking to go any more days or spend any more money on it. So opening it up to a new pool of people that generally are interested could be kind of the thinking here. Make some money, of course, during this time period, and try and work out whatever kinks you have in this park. So this could be their attempt of maybe they have enough staffing in place, they have things online more. They could feel more comfortable about some of the attractions now being more consistent. We do know that Ministry of Magic has been running, for the last few weeks in a virtual line, setup, which I'm not super excited about, but that is one that I was basically expecting that to be the case. But you could have more reliability of these attractions. Maybe there's a breakthrough on something. Maybe they have enough team members trained up. So it could be a lot of things where they want to test higher capacities as they get this park ready for, opening day. But hopefully, I really hope they don't increase the capacity a ton. Because again, we're going May 8th. I'm hoping that we still have pretty relative low wait times on things. We're going on a Thursday. The weekends have been much busier. And I do know, I don't know if that's going to be consistent going forward, but lately on the weekends, they have bumped the park's capacity to about 7,000, somewhere around there. At least maybe that's for pass holders. Like there have been that 7,000 guest number out there that has been higher on weekends than during the week. So perhaps they're just trying to bump that up more. But hopefully, at least when we go, hopefully it's not slammed or the wait times are super high. But I do think probably more than likely, if you're still looking to go during the preview period, you will see some lower wait times, and you will see once this park officially opens. There is, of course, the potential downtime on rides. Things may not be working properly. A lot of things may not be online, but you are paying a discounted rate on some level to go to this park before it officially opens. Maybe some lower wait time. So it's kind of a give and take there. But this kind of goes in line with how Universal tends to open new things. What we've seen, like when they opened up Minion Villain Con and kind of the Minion area, as well as DreamWorks Lane, as they run these kind of extended previews. And then initially at some point, it's kind of open just to guests that have been in that park that day could go check these things out, but it hasn't been officially open. But then they have an official opening first day of it. So this definitely falls in line with how Universal's been operating lately. And even historically, when it came to Islands of Adventure, this is kind of the same thing they did back then. But anybody that was in the park that day could buy discounted tickets to go to the Islands of Adventure preview. My wife went to them when she was in the parks back whenever it was in preview mode. So this is kind of something they've always done, which is kind of rare. They've been pretty consistent on this, even though Comcast owns them now. That it's been through different ownership, but not uncommon for how Universal operates. But essentially, this park is open in a limited capacity, not officially, but now at this point, anybody can buy single day tickets here. But your annual pass holders still have their allotted amount. And like I said, I don't think the overall amount of tickets they're selling has changed, at least in the short term that I've heard. It's just opening up to a new pool of people. But annual pass holders are still able to purchase tickets at a cheaper rate than the general public is. So I suppose if you're an annual pass holder, that is still something that you can do, as well as single day tickets at a cheaper rate once the park is officially open as well. So I suppose that's something, not ideally what I was hoping for. Not ideally, I think most pass holders were hoping for, and not even a dedicated annual pass holder preview period, as it was still shared with, hotel guests and others as well. But, you don't always get what you want in life. So I'm not going to sit here and, act like I'm outraged by it. Just one of those things where I'm just like, like when I heard that today, wasn't thrilled to see it. But so I'll have to wait and see what the wait times look like. Now that anybody can get tickets here, what does the park capacity look like? Does it seem busier? Like all the things that could happen with this during the preview period, we'll have to check out and wait and see what it looks like. And if things drastically change, we will talk about it on here, of course, to let you know about all the latest things going on here. But either way, that is going to be it, though, for this video. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of coverage here of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture. And let us know in the comments, what do you think about Epic Universe preview tickets now being available to the general public? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.